everyone. So I just wanted to give a part 2 in response to the new TV show, Abbott Elementary. In the first video, I was saying how I hope that the issues presented in this TV show can actually have a real life social impact campaign so we can see some solutions to some of the problems that are presented in the TV show. And the example that I want to talk about today occurred in episode 1, where there was a school fight. And the reason why I want to talk about that is because it's an important, drastic incident that happens at many schools across the U.S., but we become immune to these kind of incidences and just brush it off as, oh, that's just what happens at those kind of schools, or you just get so used to it. But it's not okay, and it has major impact on the students and the staff at the school and the community. So in this example, in Abbott Elementary, the principal was on notice. So we all know how Principal Ava is, and she disregards things. She needs some improvement and she doesn't take her job seriously. Okay, that's fine. But that happens in real life too. And so the teacher asked for an aide. The teacher needed help. That's the first part. The teacher needed help, and the teacher did not get her needs met. Now, I'm assuming that this was a first-year teacher, but even if she was not a first-year teacher, if she was seasoned or somewhere in between seasoned and a new teacher, it doesn't matter. The teacher needed help. The teacher came in, she was very dramatic, and she was talking about how the kids were overtaking the classroom. It's a TV show, yes. Her reaction was a bit much, but that doesn't matter. She's still the adult in the classroom, and she needs help. Why? And why does she need help? And why is it your responsibility to get her help? Because it's going to come back on you. You're really playing yourself when you don't support teachers like you need to, because they can't do their job effectively if they're not supported. And the principal was on notice that the teacher needed help, disregarded it, and then we have a fight. So supposedly the student hit the teacher, then the teacher kicked the student, the teacher was fired. This happens all the time. So the teacher, the students know that the teacher's fired. They're not stupid. So the next day, there's going to be some adult in the classroom. After the fight, the students are traumatized. And the next day, there's going to need to be an adult whose job will be to start over and rebuild community in that classroom, develop a relationship, which takes weeks, months, because it was disrupted because of an incident that could have been prevented. So you have a new substitute come in. The new substitute may stay for 3 days, may stay a week. You might have 20 substitutes before a permanent teacher stays for the rest of the year. This only happens at Black and brown schools, where they're learning, the school year is disrupted. So again, most of the students at these schools that are like Abbott Elementary, kids are 2 and 3 grade levels behind already. So when you have a fight and the teacher gets fired, there's wasted learning time, and the kids can't continue on in a nice path of learning because it's been disrupted, and they have to start over, and they're not going to get what they need before the school year is over. Because of social promotion, they're all going to get passed along, and it's just not good. And then you wonder why your test scores are not where you want them to be. This is to the district and some school leaders. You didn't do what you needed to do. You're concerned about data, but what's going on in the classroom? Are you helping the teachers with what they need? It doesn't matter the circumstances as to why this teacher is not able to handle that class. and we don't know all the circumstances that go on, because you can even be a great classroom manager in the class. You can have that skill set down pat, but you can still have a student that has certain needs that you can't address, and you may need help, and you may have many students like that. And it's really important too that the teacher specifically requested an aide. Now, some school districts call them paraprofessionals, teachers' assistants. They are a wonderful asset to the classroom. They help with student learning so much. The teacher is just one person. And many schools in the primary grades, transitional kindergarten up to second grade, you should have an aide, but some schools do not have aides, and some schools don't have enough aides. So what ends up happening at schools that are like Abbott is that the aide is shared with like 3 classes in the grade, or if there are 4 classes in the grade, then that aide has to rotate to all 3 or 4 classes. And so you only have the aide about a few minutes a day or on certain days. And while they're there, it's helpful, but it would be nice and much more beneficial to have a full-time aide. So when the teacher asked the principal for an aide, and the response was, well, do you want less of a salary? Referring to that the aide would somehow cut into the teacher's salary. And so the teacher's like, well, no, because of course not. But why is there not funding for that? But why is it that other schools, there's an aide in every classroom? So the kids that need it the most don't get what they need. And the whole incident of the fight should not be taken lightly, because, like I said, it has serious impact for the school and just trying to recover. And immediately after a fight, it teaches the students something negative about the school. It teaches the staff low morale. Nobody wants to be at a place where people are fighting. Like, it's not fun, it's not entertaining, and it creates a toxic school culture. And people might think, oh, it's just that one little fight, but no, it's really not. It's what that fight represents, what it means for the school, the low expectations, because that fight could have been prevented, possibly, had proper procedures been put in place. So that's all I want to say about that. Abbott Elementary has so many examples of real life issues. And again, I hope that the TV show can actually be used for a real social impact campaign, because watching the trauma is not comedy. We need this to translate to real life. So check it out, and I would love to hear your thoughts. Take care.